These were opposition lawmakers of Israel who erupted in jeers and shouts of shame before storming out of the Knesset on July 24, when the Israeli parliament passed a law limiting the Supreme Court's power to block government decisions it deems unreasonable. This is just the first law in a series of laws that are part of a planned judicial overhaul devised by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu-led far-right government. The contentious law and the overall plan have sharply divided Israeli society, including its defense forces, and have drawn fierce criticism from Tel Aviv's close ally, the United States. While the focus of the anti-judicial overhaul protest and criticism has been on the adverse impact of law on Israel and its democracy, not much has been discussed about its implications for Palestinian citizens of Israel and those living under its occupation. Palestinians fear that the law will make it easier for the Israeli government to pursue policies that serve its far-right agenda, as per a report by Al Jazeera. Ahmad Tibi, a Palestinian member of the Knesset, which is the Israeli parliament, told Al Jazeera that the law weakens and eliminates any form of supervision that the Supreme Court has over the decisions of the government. Palestinians fear that this amendment will not only impact decisions concerning official appointments but also those around policy. This has sparked fear that the far-right government would try to fill the top posts in the police, army, financial institutions, and other public entities with people who align with its ideology and policy towards Palestine, which is doubling down on settlements in occupied West Bank and violent raids, among other things. Amjad Iraqi, a senior editor of Plus 972 magazine, told Al Jazeera that these appointments directly affect different aspects of Palestinian lives in Israel, including the decision on their wages. After the passage of the law, the potential for Palestinians to challenge these appointments legally and administratively has been removed, Iraqi told Al Jazeera. Now, with the Supreme Court stripped of its powers to question or challenge the government, analysts warn that the top court might not be fair to Palestinians in its delivery of justice. Palestinian Knesset member Tibi also argues in his statement to Al Jazeera that although the Supreme Court has not helped nor fairly judged Palestinians and has ruled in favor of settlers, assassinations, killings, and the occupation itself, they don't want the fascist government to gain complete control over the judiciary, even if the judiciary's decisions are biased. The top court in almost every country is viewed as the body which upholds or is supposed to uphold the rule of law, keep the executive, which is the government, in check. However, the new law takes this authority away from the judiciary. In 2021, upheld controversial Jewish state law passed in 2018 defines Israel as the nation-state of the Jewish people, rejects claims of law discriminating against minorities, downgrades the status of Palestinians and the Arabic language, considers expansion of illegal Jewish-only settlements in occupied West Bank as national value, allowed Israel to hold Palestinians in administrative detention without charge or trial. Although the Supreme Court is not an ally to Palestinians, its rare rulings in favor of Palestinians are a driving factor in the right wing's push for the overhaul, as well as decisions meant to curb public corruption, journalist Haggai Matar told Democracy Now! Tariq Kenishawa, a U.S. policy fellow at Al-Shabaka think tank, told Al Jazeera that the law could displace and ethnically cleanse Palestinians and further entrench Jewish supremacy. The types of cases that can be brought before the Israeli courts by Palestinians were already quite limited and very highly curtailed. Diana Buttu, an analyst and former legal advisor to the Palestine Liberation Organization, told Al Jazeera. Meanwhile, Israel is struggling to quell the backlash to its contentious law by tens of thousands of Israelis, including several military reservists who have vowed that they would not report for duty if Netanyahu continues with the plans. This forced the Israel Defense Forces Chief Lieutenant Gen Herzi Halavai to issue a warning in a letter that the unity of the forces had been dangerously harmed. He also urged these reservists to reconsider and warned that Israel would be in existential peril without a unified IDF. Analysts see this rebellion by Israeli reservists as the beginning of the potential weakening of the country's armed forces that could eventually work in favor of Palestinians. The impact of the latest law will be visible in the coming days and months, and it will give the world an idea about what is in store for Palestinians, given that this is just the beginning of the judicial overhaul process and there are more such laws in the pipeline.